Hey everyone, welcome to your Virgo full moon reading, and the Virgo full moon is going to be at its fullest on March 18th of 2022 at 1:17 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is the time zone I'm in, so you can adjust it for wherever you're at, but you of course will be feeling it a few days, a few after. If you're water signs and have a lot of water in your chart, you might feel like 2 years before, 2 years after. But it feels like that sometimes. So the full moon energy of the Virgo is bringing in very much the goddess of the harvest coming in, and I love these beautiful cards from these Yasmin Boland, and here's the beautiful Virgo full moon. And it says on here, take inspired action. So with this reading, we're going to be looking at what inspired action does the Creator and Spirit want you to know about? In what area of your life are we looking at inspiring some action during this, or around this Virgo full moon anyway? Also, there is this energy with Virgo of balancing between like dreaming big and being, practical. There's this balance between dreaming and being heavenly minded and being very earth, it's an earth element, so very grounded as well. So the divine masculine with its, spiritual power, and the divine feminine with very earthy goddess comforting as well. So there's this balancing that comes in. So I'll ask about balance as well for this reading. In this book that comes with these cards, she has this beautiful affirmation for the full moon in Virgo that says, I forgive myself for everything. I'm doing my best. And I love that energy for this because, as you are inspiring yourself for something or you're balancing things out, there's no super, user manual. I don't know if we would read it if we had it anyway, but you are doing the best moment by moment. You're always giving the best for that moment. So I love that. But we're going to jump in for a reading for each of the zodiac signs, and I'm going to jump in for your sign right now. All right, all my Geminis, this is your reading for the Virgo full moon, and we're going to start off by pulling a card here from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. And this card is just going to represent what the Creator wants you to know about what area of your life could use some inspired action. So we will one more time here. All right. For our Geminis, what would you like them to know? Okay, they do want that one right there. And you've got the extremes, the hot moon. My. And this is card number 34. We'll put that right here. And let's take a look and see what area of your life can have some action. So it says, learn how to handle crises with calm and resilience. Seeking balance is superior to seeking extremes, which we'll talk about next, balance as well. There are better ways to handle conflict than rage and outrage. There may be someone who seeks to disrupt your business or life in some way. This too shall pass. And the affirmation for this card is, I handle extremes with grace, yet I seek balance in all things. It says most of us have experienced extremes of weather, boiling hot days or the freezing of snow and ice. You certainly know you are alive because the sensation can be so overwhelming or stressful on the body. The hot moon appeared in the hottest time of the year where the days were longest and the rains less frequent. Similarly, we can experience extremes in life. Deaths, job losses, relationship breakdowns, true fears, big conflicts, booms and busts, and yet, this is life. Our situation can change quickly for better or for worse. The hot moon challenges us to build our resilience and reserve of wisdom and calm for those times where things are in their extreme. It reminds us that developing grace under pressure is worth its weight in gold, and that even these extremes in time will pass. And the companion stone for this card is Sunstone, if you are into stones and crystals. And that is perfect. So yeah, this is definitely the area that could use some action, some inspired action. There's areas in your life where you do have this heat, right? In Gemini, you have the two sides that you can go to in your life. That's the twins. So you can have the hot-tempered warrior, and you can have the peacemaker, calmer side too. And of course, there are times in our life where we need to have a little oomph. But this time right now, around this Virgo full moon, they're inspiring you to take action on balancing and bringing back that fire so you don't set the world on fire. And like I said, we're going to pull a card here from the Sirian Starseed Tarot and just see what they want you to know around the subject of balance, which we pretty much already know here, but we'll see if they have any other clarification or what clarification, because of course they will. Okay, and they do want one more time here. There we go. All right. So for our Geminis, what would you like them to know about balance? Okay, I do want that one. Right there, actually, it looks like there's a couple there. Yes. So we'll put this in the middle, and this is about the balance here. So you have the Great Wheel, which is the Wheel of Fortune. And this is so perfect for the balancing because 10 is endings and new beginnings. But there's this great story around the Great Wheel that Spirit gave me. And it is all about before we come down here, our higher self chooses what character or avatar is going to represent it in this play or game, which is your human self, your human character. It chose you specifically with everything, your strengths and your challenges and all of that. It chose you for that reason. Also chose when you're going to arrive and when you're going to leave this game, and all these fated events that will happen in your life so that you can experience the experiences that you've wanted to. You just maybe not remember that you requested it until they show you the invoice and you see your signature. Yep, you asked for this. And you're like, oh, for the love of God, why would I ask for this? And that's where we can come out of the heat and simmer down and take some deep breaths and pause and go, okay, yeah, why would I want this in my life? What am I learning from it? What, space is it making for if something's being removed, coming in? But all these fated events, where I feel like the balance is coming in here and why the message is so important is the piece of this message is that within every fated event that comes into your life, you still have your free will. You still have your power of choice. You get to determine what story you're going to apply to the situation. You get to determine what you're going to feel through that. And yes, I totally understand that in the beginnings, when that information first comes to us, we're like, what? It doesn't feel like I'm making a choice. It feels like this happens and this is how I feel. This happens and this is what it means to me. So where's the choice? And you're like, well, because of our conditioning growing up and the, reaffirmation of it over and over and over again, that a popular opinion of what it means and the popular opinion of how it should feel, all of that became our habit. It became our reaction. So when something happens, it does react and happen very fast, where if you don't slow down time and pause, you won't see where the decision is made. But the more you breathe through it and you balance these extremes, the more you understand, every moment I can choose between an emotion of extreme fear or an emotion of extreme unconditional love. But they're balanced somewhere in the middle, right? Also, you get to choose what story you apply to the situation. So that's where this balancing coming in. I really love that. And then you have the Ace of Crystals, which would be the Ace of Pentacles in the Standard Tarot. And this is about this, I really feel this grounding that's coming in. It usually means like new opportunities also in the external world, but there is this new sense of worth that comes in, determining how you judge yourself, how you rate yourself, how you look at your worth based on the outside world. There's this newness that is coming in with that, on how you're approaching and looking at that. And I really feel like this great wheel of fortune with that message of that you have the power to determine what something means and what you feel. It's bringing in this new perspective. And I love that they brought this up, because one of the additional messages that I didn't mention with this one is that when you know, like I mentioned in the beginning, when you realize that, you might be like, what? I'm responsible for all my emotions I felt and the stories that I put on everything? Yeah, you know, it's a big pill to swallow. But once you do, you realize, wait a minute, I am so empowered. I fear less of what's coming in the future because I get to determine what it means. I get to determine what I feel. Whereas before, you might fear what's coming because you feel out of control with it, right? Something happens and this is how I'm going to have to feel and how I'm going to have to, what story I'm going to put around it. But now you're like, oh, I have the power. That changes the way you look at yourself. You don't feel like such a victim on this runaway drama train that's about to leap off the tracks and blow up in this, gorge somewhere. You're on this beautifully designed path that your higher self chose for you, and that's in the hands of the Creator and all those beautiful beings of unconditional love and light on the other side. So you are in great hands. Your life unfolds for you. It doesn't happen to you. So these extreme emotions that you would feel really come to this place of peace with this too. So I love that. Love it. Love it. And then we're also going to get clarification on this too through these Tarot of Dreams. And we'll see what else they want you to know about your inspired action, your balancing, or whatever else they want you to know for this Virgo full moon. All right, so for our Geminis, what else would you like them to know, please? Okay, I suppose that's one of them. Okay. Oh my goodness. No, they said just that one. I was like, all of those? Okay, and that one. What else? Okay, and that one. Nope, and they said no others. These are it. So they want these just to go across the top here. So that's where we'll put those. And we'll start with this one here, and you've got faith. I love this. This is normally the Hierophant in the normal, regular standard tarot. But I love just all the fiery energy that this has along with this card. I mean, the colors are so much the same. And for this, I really feel this is the faith. This is the trust that they're asking you to have in the Creator, in your path, in that everything is unfolding for you, that this isn't this, like I said before, about this out of control drama train, that it actually is this very guided and wonderful adventure that has been thoroughly planned out, and it's not just, unfolding nilly-willy. It's really just having this beautiful, beautiful pattern of your life, and that everything that comes in to your life is for you and for your highest experience, to bring things to your face so you understand them. Even these extremes that you have experienced in your past, they happened on purpose, for a purpose. And now, though, around this Virgo full moon, you're ready to feel something different, to feel more of this balance for this next stage of your adventure. So I love that. Trust me. Trust. And I really learned that. I've moved several times in the last 5 years, and some of them were pretty big moves, and they happened very quickly. And the amount of stuff that I had to do, one, I had to prepare my condo to be sold and do all this stuff, and I had this long list on how in the world am I going to get all this done by that date, and they were like, we're moving you, so trust us, just take it a moment at a time. And every time I'd have that angst, that fear just started bubbling up, I would hear the Creator whisper in my heart, do you trust me? And I would have to just really face that question and go, I do. Do you trust the timing? I do. And do you love me? And I'm like, absolutely. And when I heard that over and over and over again, as I had very stressful days in the beginning there, that as I went with different moves from place to place, it became very normal just to, I do trust you. And that's where this faith is coming in for you. And then you have the, beautiful, the 9 of Cups. Cups are your emotions. The 9 is a wonderful number because it's like the Hermit card in the Major Arcana, which is all about your internal search and the wisdom and the adventure that you find within. And so this 9 of Cups does represent this fruitfulness, this abundant feeling in your emotions, but it is about that you're finding it from within, which really reiterates what we were talking about with finding this empowerment, with this you get to choose what story, you get to choose what feeling, and this beautiful new self-worth that you're finding in how you look at the outside world. It's because you're finding it from the inside out. And so that changes how you look at the external world. Whereas before, when you were using it to define yourself and to determine your worth, a lot of stuff disappointed, a lot of stuff fell short, didn't it? Relationships, situations like jobs and education, things, money, your body. It was supposed to make you feel this wholeness and this beautifulness, but really a lot of what it made you feel is disappointed and lacking. But with this, finding this from within, your cup truly runneth over and you're filling up from the inside out. So where the things that were happening in the outside world were never enough, when you fill up from the inside and you're overflowing with this beautiful inner unconditional love that you have for yourself, and from the spiritual realm, everything that happens in the outside world then becomes extra. And with this awareness that it's happening for you, it becomes beautiful, right? So you do have this very abundant feeling that's coming with this experience. Yeah, and then you have the Page of Wands. Wands is your drive, your ambition, your aha inspiration, your passion. It's your spiritual energy and your energy too. And with this regaining back here of your power, when you feel all out of control and you have these extremes and these emotions that are happening, it is different. I mean, Wands is fire energy. So this extreme, this passion that's happening, this is a new energy. This is a new way of looking at your energy. It's new messages that you're getting from the spiritual world too, because Wands are, like I said, your spiritual energy, and Pages, not only were the newness going to a new kind of stage, exploring new kind of options, but the Pages were also those communicators, the ones that would go into the little towns with the messages from the palace. Hear ye, here is the blah, blah, blah. Well, this is messages of spirit. And so around this time too, especially as you gain this peace and you gain this worthiness, and of course the trust in the spiritual world, raising your vibration purposely to that of spirit, you are able to see their synchronicities and their messages they want to bring you. And the frequency at which spirit speaks, of course, is unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter. So instead of being in the extreme chaos and all that noise of the outside world, when you're coming to this inner place, like almost this little inner garden of emotional bliss, you're able to raise your vibration and hear those messages. You'll see them in the outside world. You'll have messages just pop into your brain. You'll feel these emotional messages that will come in too. So be on the lookout, because they are going to be chatting with you. And then you have the Knight of Coins, which would be the Knight of Pentacles in the outside world. Knights are all about the quest, all about the adventure. And the Ace of Crystals was the Ace of Pentacles. So you've got the Knight. This is the action, the quest for your worth and this new adventure that you're on. It's also this little message that out of all the Knights, there's, of course, 4 Knights, 1 for each suit. The other 3 Knights are about your inspiration, your emotions, and your kind of your mental thoughts and beliefs. All that inside stuff changes and moves very, very fast within our inner world, right? Well, this is the outside world, and outside world, of course, has its seasons. It moves at its own lovely pace. And so this is just a reminder that your inner world is going to be changing at a wonderful, fast pace, but it's going to take time for your outside world to catch up, because we don't change from the outside in, we change from the inside out. So just be patient with the world on the outside as you go on this journey, on this quest for your worth, because it'll take time for it to start showing up and sprout and go above the ground because of all the seeds that you've been planting, and it takes time for the fruit to become ripe once you see it on the branches. So just be patient with it, and just continue to have this beautiful inner journey that you're on. So I love this Virgo full moon for you, all you Geminis. I do want to let you know, in addition to these readings, if you're interested in more messages of love from above, I do put out free readings each month. One of them is monthly readings for each zodiac sign. Also weekly energy updates for all the elements like fire signs, water signs, etc. These full moon and new moon readings, and a variety of others. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click this like button, also click the subscribe button, and that's going to give you access to this notification bell. If you go in there and you select the all option, then you'll be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel. Also, doing any of those things helps spread the love, because when you like a video, share a video, comment on a video, or subscribe to a channel, those things just help the YouTube algorithm be so giddy it wants to share those videos of the channel with others as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those, I am grateful for that. Also, these are general readings. If you want more specific readings for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is in the description box below. Okay, Geminis, you're going to have this beautiful experience around this moon, and just know that as you go through each and every second of every day of your life, that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things, and of course, I love you too. Have an amazing moon. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon, but until then, you hang in there and you take care.